Alright, let's just go back to something that's normal for me. It's normal for me, it's not going to be normal for people that have met me, who do not know this sound out of my mouth. This is 41 years of, some of you knew this was coming. Some of you are slow to catch on, and some of you are completely lost with no GPS whatsoever, because you have, but this is my friend. Oh, wait a minute, maybe this one knows what's going on. Oh, wait, but I made money over here, and now I have to put in this one, and this one with the Harvard. Stop. What is wrong with you? You are human moron in some silver fishy pond with the guy with the crumbs just throwing them in and making you swim in all different directions. Hello? I mean, the jet stream was so this way I would have honorable men, and oh, God forbid we call you that anymore, that you just say, okay, all of my men, whatever fish or shark or whatever fin you want to wear, F-I-N, we are going this direction. This is where it is the VULCAN, V-U-L-C-A-N, yeah? VULCAN, for arrow, A-E-R-O, yeah? Aileen, Ero, E-R-O, so it's A-E-L-I-O-N, Aileen. Then it is Ero, E-R-O. Then it is, well, it's return, but it's R-E-T-U-R-N, and it's orator, O-R-A-T-E-R, yeah? That is step one. That means that what comes out of my mouth, the arrow that comes out. Yes, we used to tell you the arrow, right? So the arrow that I shoot out of the bowl of my mouth then goes and it hits its mark somewhere else. Instantly. That is the way that the VULCAN works. In order to help you all reestablish the tilty wheel and whatever you created for yourself with breadcrumbs and swimming in different Harvard directions of stupid. And when I say stupid, please spell the word and not listen to the Harvards who say that it's a bad thing and that makes you look dumb. It makes you look dumb when you listen to Harvard. When you listen to stupid, which is myself, it's S-T-U-P-I-D. Yes, it is your ID. You are standing terrestrial on my pie crust, just looking around going, what do I do next to get you in trouble? So that is your stoop ID. You are above the water. You are on the pie crust. You are standing terrestrial. And if you don't move in the arrow direction, then you cause problems for all of the other malware. And at this point, we are at malware 100% malfunction. I mean, I don't see any of you in my face asking me questions for 41 years and steering me into the direction of Brillo. You think that the woman who was born for the man as the VULCAN twins should be steered into a fish pond that had been capped? I mean, hello? Do you not see the tilty wheel problem? I have in London, there was, when I was young, and I went to visit Claudia Dean. She went first to Michigan, the purple and the yellow lion people in the United States, for her master's. Then she went to London, I don't know, Cambridge maybe, whatever the fancy schools are that give you the PhD. So I went there and I met one of her professors, but he spoke so fast. I was trying to catch on to the words, but it was like, oh my God, I love the intonation. I could have listened to him all day. And I wish that I had not had the grease around my Vulcan, my aerospace, because it was so hard to catch what he was saying about, he was telling me about my legends, and I know it was hitting the audio, but it was not processing in the register. So, let's think about this. All right, so we have the arrow for the Vulcan, then we have the navigation. So the navigation system that I was born with is what's broken, which then malwares the rest of the humans in the humanity. Yeah. So if you mess with the arrow, who is the source and the resource, so I am the one who gives directions, I'm the one that receives input from the human system, and then I regurgitate out what my process is for us to move forward in area management. There's only 2 of us. And then there's more under the brandy tree or of whatever, but you are in full system failure because nobody's listening and everybody took me into the wrong direction. And when you take the one out of, from the top of the entire set and unit of 5 billion units talking and walking and malfunctioning and causing malware all over. It does not matter what you look like, you are still under arrow, nav, and communication importance. And you not following directions and saying, oh, but I am a blueberry and I am a strawberry. You don't even know what those things are, so do not insult the people that look like me. We're going to start on looks first. Looks matter. If you look like me, they'll trust you. That's how we are going at this point. And then they'll go off of the reports, but they know how that area works in Jetstream. The rest of you that look nothing like me, you really have to work in order to prove yourself, because some of you have been doing a wonderful job. It doesn't matter where you are. But we have to go from this capitalist pig market that Charles and somebody left him in charge. For 2 generations, wars wasn't enough. Putting fake eyelashes on Hitler, the other family Hitler, calling in America, telling them that communist is bad, which, again, I have met people who lived through a very bad communist, so I agree. But I know in royal communist and the people's version of communist is 2 different things. And in Italy, if they say on the birth certificate, it is the commune. It is the communist. This is your registrar for your communist with the earth. And it's your Coptic reed. So I know that this gets confusing between accents and tempers and whatnot. But when you go to full system failure and you're talking about pie crust, yeah, there is a whole world underneath the pie crust of functioning levers and levies of not only people and leadership, but controls that run the planet, like, oh, keeping the water moving, keeping the water attached to the center of a circle with nothing on the outside holding it in. Oh, right. I never thought of it that way. We know, you're human. I get that. That was where I try to have patience with your register when you are not registering and then you speak. And I'm like, what is the point of you communicating? Like, get to it. I have things to do. Oh my goodness, this is like such a project, and I can't believe you put me 41 years in pause. Let's see, then I have, right, for the Elizabethan company of, holy fuck, what were you thinking? There's not a thing or an instruction out of a single one of them that make a goddamn sense. The fact that I was put on pause, I mean, there's, well, let's put it this way. The stupid up the line, yeah, we're going 6 feet up. That is generations 2 before. So I don't know about Hitler's side, but I can say for the Katarutsas and the Gundar in Iowa, that I don't know their friends. I don't even know their names because I don't have any reports. But it says that on my I'm a direct source to the library. So when you call the library for the update, they give you exactly as I'm speaking it, they can give it to you. Or they, I don't know, depending on whatever trustworthy striation you have. But somebody in the department, here's what happened. Okay, so 2 generations before, they were trying to fix for the line, for the vir and the dry, knowing that we were going to the dry run, which is why I explain it in days of the week, so it's easier, because between the water and then the levers below, and then the chocolate factory and the candy and the Charles and the Charlie Agent Orange and all of the ones hiding in the holes with the guns, it's like, it's a nightmare to try to speak intelligently without somebody asking me questions or giving me a par as to where their level of understanding is. Because if I say, Charlie, are you talking chocolate? Are you talking, is chocolate the melanin skin? Because I know that when I'm in America, they are not, so they get quick to angry. So I can only imagine that is usually how you humans are, based on whatever you grew up in and whatever malware you are functioning with. So let's think about this. Okay, so we went up 6 feet, 2 generations. They had the up-ahead reports at the Ministry of Magical People in different locations. The problem is that the vir and the dry, depending on the parent's physical location of the commune, which is the birth, and stick with me when I say commune, it is the mune of the birth of the 2 lines coming into 1 new child and then being documented. That is what mune means, because then you honeymoon as a human, usually, if you don't encounter these kind of problems that I'm in full system engine failure. The quicker you make the human, the quicker the entire human race totally ceases to exist and then malfunctions. That is why I do not understand why 2 generations before, you're putting, instead of walking and bicycles, you're putting motors on cars. Now, if I am talking to my sealant, then they know that when they travel in their communities on the land, they're on pie crust, because that is their level of candy, because they're not as sweet, they are perfectly pastry. So when you get to the pie crust people, they were sealant and they exited the ship and they are still respectable beings walking around. I am going under that assumption, do not make me wrong. Some of you have the 4 wheels that take you and deliver things. Why the rest of the people need so many things, I do not understand. It makes the communication worse. It makes the monitoring of where things are going and who's in charge so much worse for management. It is like asking the weasels to just flourish. Then you give them ways to speak faster? Why? I mean, even in the Ministry of Defense for the National Security Advisor, for when I went to find my name, he said that they had just installed the computers, and the computers had instant message, so they no longer even needed to use the phone to try to bypass the Agent Orange Charlie problem with the blue and the yellow and all the things coming out of the mouth that they're now all of a sudden, because Charlie had to have a chocolate factory ticket. See, the thing is that they had at one point Charles and his merry band of idiots, where the systems were taken from them because they messed up Marie or Mariah and the whole engine before, and they refused to fix, and then they argue with everybody else and then make everybody else's family look like they're assholes. So I don't understand why he is talking, walking, and breathing at this point. Him and his merry men of idiots. So that family feud of nobody gives a shit and you are this big on the Chihuahua title of my fucking ass then causes dominoes on the wealthy people with lots of, like, I'm high on a tree, so everybody listens to me. Well, that is when you're respectable, yes, and when you follow the directions of the VULCAN. If you are part of the problem, pop weasel, crew cut. Crew cuts for my pie when they don't function properly because of the weasels popping off at the mouth in the dry land, in the candy land. Yeah, there's a very big difference. And then I've got those weasels putting my poor pie crust people in charge. Otherwise, they get fired and then they have no life for them and their family. So again, it's all been documented on your behalf one way or another. But the up 6 feet crew of when the Elizabethan company started, just so we have 2 generations into my generation that was supposed to be perfect, which was just on the roller coaster wrong, on like greasy wheels by the time I was born. The 2 generations up ahead, that was right, up ahead is usually they do up ahead, so this was a throwback. Yeah, we're gonna throw back 2 generations when Elizabeth got christened in the coroner's chair. And all humanity was going to die for her stupidity and the heathen that she brings to the world. So, that's a given because she took the seat and pretended she had the bikini and she does not. Never did. And then she sat there and misspoke about every single one. She put fake eyelashes on pretty much 3/4 of the world that were important in order to keep all the levies and the levers and the dikes and the future in the proper order. And so apparently we have full system failure at the VULCAN level, which then makes the pie crust respectables look like morons because they're walking around going, no, but these were the instructions. It says that Hitler is bad. Yes, but which Hitler? Just because I'm a good person doesn't mean that my brother is a good person. You understand? You are all individuals. It all depends on what the system spit out when your parents left the hose on. I mean, there's no guarantee. I mean, just because you do recycle, and if you come with the 2 noms and the number, yeah, you're most likely like the last time you were here. And then we have a reliable record. But that's only a certain level of clearance on the people with the service agreements. So I have certain families that knew about the program, about the jet stream, about the royals, about the seedlings, the starlings, and what we are responsible for as far as the malware. And you have the Luciferian, who, if you write the word, it's like the stupid word. It's an ID inside of the main program. So this way you do not mess with the program. And it runs and you focus on the ERO, the ERO of the management, the area management. We're going back to the time of Eros, the Greek Eros. We are not doing flying capital Hephaestus. This is ridiculous. I don't understand why you decided when you were supposed to stop 2 generations ago to make it even worse. And then the people that like to fly the Mach planes, yeah, and like the 4 wheels, then you tell them, oh, you have to come with me because they're going to shut down the driving and the aeroplanes. No, we're not stupid. What we're trying to do is help you from catching an exotic affliction with mixing all the water hoses. And then keeping the people where they're inside some form of land crust locked. So this way we can establish for them and help them make their people better. The more you give them to move, I mean, they can't even speak and hear. They don't even know what day it is. They don't know what week it is. And yet you are making it worse by confusing them already malware. And you think that you're a good person, Charles and Elizabeth, and 2 chihuahuas below Charles which I don't even know. I think one is Harry. I don't know what the other one. He's ugly. He's like a Jason. He's like the Jay-Z of the royal whatever. So I'm confused where you all think that the world has been getting worse, for sure, in front of my eyes. Your national security crew took the My Life file, which was the prediction service that they were allowed before your stupid father decided to start allowing the men to brandish like reports and not take care of the cut, as my people told you. So now there's no punishment for them to get rich off of selling the future intel. You have foreign government coming in, hearing it's like, oh my God, it's like, dude, yeah, music to their ears. And then you don't kill the people selling the reports, and the people that are selling the reports are saying that you said it was okay. Hello? Is anybody in London responsible for anything? And then now we have a foreign nation of blueberries and lemons that are Agent Orange problem. Now they know what I am. They know how to affect me. My retinas are getting split apart because now I've got their exotic affliction like coming for. They have all the words now that we use in VULCAN that used to be private before we left Ferris Bueller and his fucking hoes and all of the fucking problems continue. And nobody wants to what? Do any work or to change or to listen? I mean, it is, you want to go tell all the people dying in the hospitals now what you all did? This is all you. It's part of the Luciferian. You mess with the ET. I am the only one. You disconnected my connection, this life, from Hitler. You took him out of the school. We were in public school. Why not leave him? We were together. We could have grown up together. Everything would have been fine. It was a nice, easy manual. But it wasn't the one that the foreign nations bought, apparently.